friends. Happy Monday. How are you? I hope that you had an amazing weekend. The sun was shining. Well, it wasn't shining all the time. Sometimes rain would come down and then the sun would come back out, and then it would be cloudy again and then sunny again. I thought that was kind of crazy. I hope that you guys at least got to enjoy the time that it was sunny out. And yeah, so today we're going to be reading Bunny's Book Club. So, this book is by Silvestro, and I'm super excited to read it to you. I miss reading books in real life to you in class. I wish I could see you, but you know what? I am glad I get to read this one with you right now. It is so much fun to read. And we're going to read about a bunny who loves books. He just loves them so very much. You're going to see. This book's by Annie Silvestro and illustrated by Tajania Maiwis. And I think this part is really interesting. So, back before there were computers to document who all checked out books from the library, they had these little slips of paper that would slide in and out, and you would be able to write who checked out those books and on what day. So, this has that bear, porcupine, bunny, and raccoon all checked this book out. Do you think that a bear and a porcupine and a rabbit and a and a raccoon could all do that? I don't know. We'll have to see. So, Bunny's Book Club. Bunny loved books. He loved them ever since the first time he heard the lady with the red glasses reading aloud at the library. As he listened, Bunny imagined himself climbing mountains, captaining a ship, and ruling a kingdom. But when summer ended, story time moved back inside. Bunny wasn't sure if animals were allowed in the library, but Bunny was sure he could not live without books. Night after night, he could hardly sleep, for he was wishing he had something to do. So with a flashlight in his paws and hopes in his heart, Bunny jumped out of bed and tiptoed through the dark. But when he reached the library door, it was locked. So were the windows. Bunny tried digging, climbing, and yanking. Nothing worked until he finally noticed. Let's see. The book return. The shining handle was far above his head, but it was no match for a high-hopping bunny, hungry for books. Bunny leapt. He clung to the bar, flung himself over, and wriggled his cottontail through the slot. He landed inside with a thud. Bunny's eyes sparkled at the sight of shelves with books. It was better than a field of fresh, crunchy carrots. Bunny didn't know where to start. He took a deep breath, and it smelled as if he were wrapped inside the pages of his favorite book. He followed his nose to the adventure section, where he found stories about swashbucklers, sharks, and superheroes. Bunny greedily grabbed them all. His whiskers twitching with excitement, he slipped his treasures through the book slot one by one. Then, performing his best balancing act, Bunny wobbled home. He couldn't wait to dig in. And so Bunny returned to the library each night. He searched and sneaked and scurried back to read. Soon his home was more books than burrow. Then one evening a loud knock startled Bunny. He closed his book and opened the door. "Where have you been?" asked Porcupine. "Reading," said Bunny. "Why?" said Porcupine. Bunny's eyes popped wide open. "Why?" he sputtered. "Have you ever been to the library?" It was time for Bunny to let Porcupine in on his secret. "Are you sure this is a good idea?" asked Porcupine. "Calm your quills," said Bunny. "I'm too prickly, I'll never fit in." Bunny pushed and he shoved until pop went Porcupine. Bunny slipped in and he flipped on his flashlight. "Whoa," said Porcupine. "I know," said Bunny. "Do you think there's a story about balloons?" asked Porcupine. "I've always wondered about balloons." "Most definitely," said Bunny. Sure enough, Porcupine found books on balloons, and on deserts and dunes, and caterpillars and cocoons. When Bunny handed him one about hedgehogs, he hugged it. The two friends took turns cramming books out the slot. Their towers teetered so high they could barely carry them. Back at Bunny's, they cozied up with cups of tea and carrot muffins. Together they read until sunrise. One night, Bear noticed the light on at Bunny's. He opened the door and tripped over a stack of books. "What's going on?" said Bear. "Here," said Bunny, handing him a book. Bear made room and settled in to read. Soon, more curious animals began visiting. "Do you have any books about outer space?" asked Bird. "Or about volcanoes?" asked Mole. "I'd like a ghost story," said Mouse. "I think it's time for a field trip," said Bunny. One by one, the animals stuffed themselves inside the library. Bear caused a bit of a delay. I think he got stuck. They scattered about, sniffing stacks, pawing over pages. Squirrel gathered stories about the circus. Raccoon nabbed one about outlaws and bandits. Frog found a fairy tale. No one heard the key in the front door. No one heard the clack, clack, clacking of footsteps. No one heard the light flick on. Oh no, what's happening? "What do we have here?" said the librarian. The animals looked up in shock. Bunny gasped. Porcupine gasped. Bear groaned. "Follow me," she said. The animals marched slowly behind her. "We're done for," whispered Porcupine. "All libraries have rules," said the librarian sternly. Bunny's whiskers trembled. Porcupine's back bristled. Bear eyed the door. Bunny stepped forward to take the blame. The librarian leaned down and said, "The first rule is every book lover must have one of these," she said. She handed Bunny and his friends shiny new library cards. "Now you may borrow books," she said, smiling, "as long as you return them, of course." Bunny could not believe his ears. They could keep coming to the library. He beamed at his fellow readers, then bounced back to the shelf. He picked the perfect book, and he proudly checked out the very first official selection for Bunny's Book Club. The end. All right, friends, I hope you have an awesome day. Yeah, I will see you again next time. Bye.